My name is Mackenzie Gerwitz, and I chose to research how Elvis Presley was the most influential contributor to rock and roll since 1954. Presley changed the sound of music to a style that not many people had heard of. He combined different types of music and gestures from different cultures and created an art form that was one of a kind. In my opinion, the most interesting thing about him was where his inspiration to make music came from. At an early age, he would go to church and listen to music and teach himself how to play the piano. Once he got a little older, he ventured into Beale Street, which was an African-American town in New Orleans, and would watch black musicians play and sing. To my surprise, his curiosity with other cultures also caused quite a few problems within society. Many people were not only disgusted with his promiscuous style, but also with the fact that he was getting his inspiration from black people. During the 1950s, the South was still heavily segregated by skin color, but that didn't stop Elvis from exploring African-American music or any type of music for that matter. Because of these racial barriers, people tried to frame Elvis to look like a racist when in reality, he was seen regularly at black-only events. In June 1956, Elvis had attended the Memphis Fairgrounds amusement park on a designated Colored Night. Not long after Colored Night, he attended a black radio station's charity event featuring all black talent. These are all some examples of how Elvis was a contributor to breaking down the racial barriers at this time. Elvis Presley was not only the king of rock and roll, but could also be said as the king of this time period. In 1956, Elvis had an appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show that only showed him from the waist up because everything below was censored. His pelvic movement was deemed too risque for the television audience and impressionable teenagers. Not only did teens praise Elvis for his music and dance moves, but they also mocked his fashion trends. He became known for the greaser look, which consisted of sideburns, stage clothes, and a slick-back hairdo. One of his hit songs, Blue Suede Shoes, became an anthem for teens rebelling the clean-cut look and having defiant attitude towards adults. Some try to argue that Elvis was just one of many artists to contribute to rock and roll, but the amount of records and number one hits Elvis created soared way higher than anyone else ever in the music industry. In just America, he had 150 albums and singles such as Hound Dog and Loving You, which had been certified gold, platinum, or multi-platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. He also had no less than 149 songs to appear on Billboard's Hot 100 pop chart in America. Of the 149 that made it in the top, 114 made top 40, 40 were in the top 10, and 18 went to number 1. The songs that hit number 1 on the charts spent a total of 80 weeks at number 1. Elvis performed music in a way that made him a teen idol and role model for generations of people to come. Not only was he the first genuine rock and roll icon to provide a new generation with a unique sound, but he was also a huge influence to his generation culturally and morally. To this day, you can see how much Elvis really impacted music. If it wasn't for Elvis, we probably wouldn't have all the different types of music we have today. He provided us with a new kind of upbeat music and was an influence to the younger generations. His inspiration inspired all of us, and who knows if anyone else could have had as much of an impact on society as he did.